Today is the June 29 council meeting at the council chambers. Presiding officer of the council, Milady Tejeda, wishes to advise the audience that notice of this meeting has been filed with the Home News Tribune, the Star Ledger, and posted on the bulletin board in the city clerk's office and on the city's website, indicating that today's meeting is being held in the council chamber, City Hall, 260 High Street, at 5:30, but right now it's 6 p.m. The council meeting will follow the caucus and closed session. Council President Tejeda, as a courtesy of the governing body, I will ask all individuals present, including members of the audience, to please turn off all cell phones and electronic devices. Should you need to make a telephone call, please go out into the hallway and speak in a low voice so as not to disturb the ongoing meeting. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista.
Present.
Councilwoman Morales.
She's excused.
Councilwoman Peralta.
Present.
Councilman Puccio.
Present.
Council President Tejeda.
Present. Before we continue with today's agenda, I would like to take a few moments to recognize a special occasion. Tonight marks the first City Council meeting in our newly renovated council chambers. For generations, these chambers have served as the place where our community comes together to conduct the public business. It is where residents share their voices, important decisions are made, and milestones in our city's history are celebrated. Over the past year, this space has undergone a thoughtful renovation that honors the history of City Hall while creating a more accessible, functional, and welcoming environment for everyone who walks through these doors. Tonight's reopening represents months of planning, collaboration, and hard work by many people who share a common goal: creating a council chambers that honors our past while serving our community well into the future. Before we officially reopen the chambers, I would like to recognize those whose dedication helped make this project possible. First, I would like to recognize Mayor Helman Cava and my fellow members of the City Council for their continued leadership and commitment throughout this project. Thank you for your support and dedication to our community. I recognize Haley Batista, Cruz Batista, Rose Morales, Stacy Peralta, and Councilman Puccio. Recognition to the project team. I also like to recognize the city staff and project partners, those expertise, professionalism, and hard work through this project for planning to completion. I will recognize Matthew Nieves, Director of Public Works, Daniel Cleaver, Superintendent of Buildings and Grounds, for overseeing the project on behalf of the city. Yeah. Andy Trocchia and the team from Sunfeld and Trocchia Architects. J&M Quality Contracting General Contractor. The many city employees, consultants, and tradespeople whose contribution helped make today's reopening possible. I would like to invite Mayor Cava to join us. We're going to the, so we are going to do the ceremonial ribbon cutting. At this time, I would like the team also, the project team and city staff, to join us for the ceremonial ribbon cutting as we officially reopen the Perth Amboy City Council chambers.
That looks like you got a lot of it.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Before we continue, I just want to share that we had this vision since my first day in office to transform not only the city council chambers, but the entire city hall. I'm not sure if many of you are aware how historic this city building is, right? It dates back it's actually older than the United States. Right? It was built in 1714, and many nationwide milestones has happened right here in this building. For instance, Thomas Bundy Peterson, the first African American to ever vote in this country, did it right here in this building. The Bill of Rights was signed first, right here in this building. And we could go on and on and on from the colonial age to now, right? About the history of the city of Perth, especially in this area, especially here in this building. And we want to make sure that we're preserving as much as possible. Now, for me, in this council chamber is bittersweet. And the reason why I say it's bittersweet, many of you that have been here before, you know that there used to be a mural here, right? And that mural, where's Marcella? There she goes, right? Was done by Marcella and her students, right? You were here, you've given back to the city more than 44 years, right? You were with the public school system for 44 years. And throughout all those decades and generations, right, artists going through you mentoring them, right? A few of them were part of this mural. And we want to make sure that we preserve that as well. So we have a surprise for you, and I can't wait to share that with all of you. But at this moment, we're going to continue this ribbon cutting. And once again, I just want to thank everybody that was involved in making sure that this transformation was as smooth as possible. However, as we know, right, whenever you're dealing with an old building or an old house, like my house, right, it's never a smooth transition once you start breaking the rules, right? You find many challenges, and the reason why this project was prolonged was because we had to bring a huge beam to make sure the ceiling doesn't come down on all of us, right? So once again, I want to thank you for your hard work. Danny, Danny has been here for decades, right? In the city of Perth anyway. I want to thank you for all the service that you provide and continue to provide to the city of Perth.
Thank you.
So, Council President, of us, council members, no. Council. Once again, I want to thank you because, like I always say, without the support of our council members, right, I could have the best vision in the world, right? We could have all the goals we once set as an administration, but if we don't get the support from our council, if they don't share the same vision, guess what? None of this would ever happen. So,
And I also think that we have to thank the YMCA, Steve Joven,
Yes.
for
longer than we initially planned, right, at the YMCA, because the council meeting, along with other board meetings, were being conducted at the YMCA theater room, just because, this project took longer than we had anticipated. But that's what being a true community partner is, right? So once again, Steve, thank you. Thank you to your organization for always being present when Perth Amboy needs you. Thank you. Yes.
I think it will be better.
Yes, let's turn around. That way, we can capture everyone as well, right? You want to say it?
As we celebrate this new chapter for the council chambers, we also like to recognize a meaningful part of their history. For many years, visitors to these chambers were welcomed by a mural created by Perth Amboy students under the guidance of longtime art educator Marcella Massipus. That artwork reflected the creativity, talent, and civic pride of generations of students and became a familiar part of this chamber for many years. Tonight, we also pleased to recognize that legacy. It's now my pleasure to invite Mayor Helman J. Cava to present a reproduction of the historic mural to Marcella Massipus in recognition of her 44 years of dedicated service to the Perth Amboy School District and her lasting contribution to arts, education, and public art throughout our community.
Like I mentioned before, this is bittersweet because Marcella has done a phenomenal job, right, throughout the years, making sure that she mentors our youth. Right? A lot of the artists that came to you are still involved in the city of Perth Amboy, are still involved, some of them are part of Arts Council, right? And they were also part of the mural. That's why I mentioned that it's bittersweet. So what we're going to do, we're going to present Marcella with a replica of the mural. We're going to take a step further. I'm not sure if many of you know that our Perth Amboy Public Free Library is going through a transition. We're going to renovate our library. We already had $5 million for that renovation. And thankfully, Congressman Pallone has been a big supporter of the city of Perth Amboy. He contributed $1.5 million towards that. And recently, I just asked him for $4 million, additional $4 million, our goal is to renovate our library inside and out. Right? As many of you know, our library has its challenges, right? It's a nice way to put it. But we want to make sure that we're preserving our library. And one space that we want to enhance is downstairs. So many of you, I'm not sure if you have had the opportunity to visit our library, especially downstairs. We have a lot of amazing historical artifacts. We want to make sure that we're preserving that. But the space that is being held has its challenges, right? The roof is coming down, you name it. It's like literally taking a time machine, right? And visiting the past. What we want to do is renovate that and convert that into a new state-of-the-art library museum. That's the goal, and that's going to be accomplished. And there, we're also going to have a replica of the mural. That way, we want to make sure that we continue to inspire our youth, our young artists, or artists or people in general from the city of Perth Amboy, and those that come visit the city of Perth Amboy. That way, they can go and have the opportunity to visit library museum that we're going to create with this renovation. So that was the surprise, Marcella, and right now, if you could please help me. Count of three. 1, 2, 3. At the library, there's going to be another replica, a lot bigger than this one, right? To make sure that we're preserving your efforts for generations. So, Marcella, thank you once again for all you have done and continue to do for the city of Perth Amboy.
Thank you very much. Appreciate what's done. Thank you, Tom. Thank you. I appreciate the surprise.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I don't know if the council, if you want to stand up and maybe, that way we can help you take a picture.
Go around or stay here?
Oh, you can stay there.
Yeah, I think
All right.
yeah,
That
yeah,
way-
stand.
Yeah, city of the history, city of history,
yeah.
city of the future.
Right, 1, 2, 3. Alright, we're good.
Thank you once again, and thank you for your patience. Everything that we do, believe it or not, is with an intention to make those goals in mind, right? To preserve our history, but also embrace the future. So that's what we're gonna continue to do here in the city of Perth Amboy. Love to see, I love that we're seeing so many of our youth here today. They are also special in what you have accomplished today, and we want to make sure that we're recognizing you properly for that. So once again, thank you, everyone. Thank you. I guess this is it
Okay.
for the rest of the council
Okay.
meeting, and we'll come back to you later on. Yes.
Thank you, Marcella, for inspiring generation of students and helping enrich our community through the arts. We also recognize the many students whose creativity became part of the history of this chamber and whose work continues to be appreciated today. Okay, now we move on to our second presentation for today is the recognition of Samuel Schultz Middle School softball team. They're all here.
This is the part I love about what we do in the city of Perth Amboy. So I know since I've been mayor, we have recognized so many student athletes for their performances, not only on the field, but also off the field. And these beautiful, talented ladies are another example of that. You know, finishing with a record of 18-1. That's an incredible accomplishment, and it reflects the hard work, discipline, teamwork, and determination these young women demonstrated throughout the season. They represented their school and the city of Perth Amboy with pride, and thank you for that, because that's what we want to continue instilling in our youth. To do everything that they do it with pride. So to each member of the team, once again, congratulations. You have earned this recognition through your dedication, perseverance, and commitment to one another and to the beautiful city of Perth Amboy. So at this moment, it is my pleasure and honor to present mayoral citations to each of you, including your coaches, because your coaches are your mentors, right? Just like your parents. And I want to give a strong round of applause to the parents and guardians of these young ladies, along with the coaches. We have Celeste and McCall and Ty Sabor, right? Did I pronounce that right? Yes? All right, congratulations. And if the coaches could please come forward.
Yeah, he's not here today.
Okay, so,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And I want to give this opportunity for you to share a few words with us. Yes? No, have a seat.
Hello, can you hear me? Yes. Hi, everybody. I just want to congratulate the girls on their hard work and dedication. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be able to be here today. And if they shout out to the parents, if it weren't for you and the hard work and dedication, the girls wouldn't be here as well. So big round of applause to the girls. And thank you.
Thank you. And if you could help me provide these, your citation, what I see, and call up every, call each of them to come forward. As I present this. No, that's fine. Listen, that means you'll do better next season.
Sorry, guys, I'm a little nervous up here speaking in front of everybody.
It's okay.
First up, Olivia Charmore. Diamond Edwards. Haley Hernandez. Adley Cruz, she's not here today, but. Sophia Baez. Leah Caban, who is not here as well. Skylar Cruz, she's not here. Madison. Skylar Martinez. Lila Nunez. Leonaya Rodriguez. Emma Santos, she's not here either. Janaya. Kaylee, she's not here. Kylie Rodriguez. Genesis Romero. And Abigail Pena, but she's not here either. Thank you again.
So thank you, and once again, the reason why I had all of you come up here, I know, I'm sure some of you are probably nervous as well, right? But this is only gonna make you better and stronger for, not only for next season, but also for your growth in life. So thank you once again, congratulations, and keep it up, you know? Love to see you here almost every year, right? Or every year, going forward. Right? Are we gonna do
Okay.
better than this year? That means going on the field. Council, if you want to stand here, that way the council can just stand up and we'll have them here.
Might have to squeeze in or come in the front. You might have to come like literally in the front. Yeah. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Condo complex next to Lord Hartley. Timberland or Timberlake or whatever.
Stay.
Congratulations once again to the parents.
Yes. Congratulations to all. And now we have Parks and Recreation Professional Day.
No,
that's
we're gonna
not-
go
they're
for
not
the
gonna-
dual language.
Oh, for the dual language?
Yeah.
Okay. So
It-
that's
it
going to
will
be
be
for
the
the
next
next
one.
meeting? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So, tonight we're also proud to recognize 3 outstanding students from the dual language school: Alexander Calles, Santiago Gonzalez, and Albert Peña Canela. These students were selected through the Robertson Bay YMCA Families Fit Together program, and they received FIFA Club World Cup tickets in recognition of their personal growth, perseverance, and commitment. I would also like to thank our governor, Mikey Sherrill, and also Airbnb. They were so generous to provide the city of Perth Amboy, through the YMCA as well, FIFA tickets that we were able to provide it to some of our student athletes and students in general. We also provided to the U15 soccer girls team as well, and they had the opportunity to go to one of the FIFA games. So, but at this moment, you know, we want to recognize the 3 outstanding. Is Steve here? Okay. Yep. So that way, I want to make sure Steve share a few words in regards to, along with our councilwoman, Haley Cruz Batista, where they were so influential in showing that these 3 outstanding students
were also recognized for their work within the city of Perth Amboy. Alexander, he gained confidence, became more engaged, and emerged as a leader amongst his peers. Santiago demonstrated remarkable personal growth by building friendships, developing new goals, and strengthening family connections. And Albert also earned this recognition through his dedication and participation in this program. So what I would say to the three of them is that your accomplishments remind us that success is not measured by awards or only by awards, but also by the character you build, the challenges you overcome, and the example that you set for others. So congratulations. And at this time, I want to invite the three honorees to come forward. Alexander Galles. Okay, Santiago is not present, but Albert Peña Canela and also Alexander Galles. And you know what, if you want to share a few words there, Steve, if you could. So, yeah, if you could come here and take a picture in the front.
Go ahead.
If you want, let our councilwoman take a picture with them too, and then we'll join.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Can we have the parents if that's okay? The fathers.
Okay, take that picture. Councilwoman, stand up.
One,
Wait.
Gentlemen, how are you guys? You guys excited? So tomorrow night, these two gentlemen and their parents are going to go to see Sweden versus some team named France. And, so I don't know about you guys, but I'm looking forward to seeing Mbappe play tomorrow. So we the first game last week, we sent the U15 girls. I don't know if you were on our Facebook page, but we did a ticket surprise, and we were able to surprise the team at practice and really give them an opportunity of a lifetime. And tomorrow night, I want to dig in a little bit on these two gentlemen, because one gentleman is involved in our Families Fit Together program, and they come to the Y every week and for various different things. Alexander was recognized in that program. And Albert, we kind of met indirectly. So one of our staff was at Career Day at the old high school, Eagle Avenue, and was kind of, one of my team mates or one of my coworkers was there, and was talking about careers at the Y. And Albert said, hey, I go to the Y all the time, and we play in that park next to it, and we keep losing the soccer ball, and there used to be goals out there, and I don't know why there's not goals out there, and why can't we have goals in the side park of the Y? And so he was challenged, and our staff member said, hey, could you do me a favor? Could you write us a note and just drop it to me at the Y, and I'll get it into the hands of the right people. And so the next day, there was a note to me to put goals back in the park and some other things. And when we got this donation, one of the young men that came to mind was this really super passionate advocate for his friends and himself that really made it quite easy to say, hey, this is a young man that is passionate about the game, loves his town, wants the best, and we just wanted to acknowledge some just basic random acts of kindness and goodness, and these two gentlemen have really been that. And I just want to commend them and their parents on two really nice young men. So thank you. And since Councilwoman Cruz Batista invited us to Career Day, she was able to really connect us as well.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to say thank you so much. And I know that our council president and our mayor did share gratitude to the YMCA team as a whole. I know I can't even say names because they're so, as a team, not only do you assist with hunger, do you assist with families, after school programs, before school programs, you go this extra mile along with our governor and administration for allowing these tickets. And I know our recreation department does a great job as well for other youth. But I want to say thank you so much for Read Across America, for Career Day, for all that you do beyond your field, as well as Kerube, who went, and to the boys who advocated for soccer. I know Alexander, at first, they stated that in the program, you were timid, but then you were able to start soccer groups and bring the soccer balls to your groups. And then to Albert, thank you for going that extra mile. And even the parents are like, I don't know what letter he's dropping off to the YMCA, but he said this is very important and he will advocate. So this goes to show you, and I hope this act of kindness and this act of courage inspires other students to do the same. And thank you to the families. We appreciate you. To the students who were here before, softball, soccer girls, I know they enjoyed. They couldn't stop bragging about their experience. So thank you so much for these experiences and for reaching out to these families. And I hope you enjoy. Congratulations, and let this be the beginning of your acts of kindness, because you both will go far along with all of our students. Panther Pride, we love you guys. We appreciate you. And, you know, the parents are crucial, as well as the team and all the teachers, and Santiago as well. He's from Rosem Lopez. So Mr. Nieves and Rosem Lopez School and the dual language school staff. And thank you guys. And thank you to the council, of course, for always supporting our youth and for all that you do, and the city administration and the YMCA. And all of you here.
Thank you.
Good job. Steve.
Thank you. Thank you once again for what you do.
Thank you.
You're off the hook.
Congratulations, guys. Great job.
Thank you.
Gracias a los padres. Bendiciones a cada uno de ustedes. Yeah. And see, and this is what makes Perth Amboy so special, right? We have so many great community partners. I see here Live, Love, and Laugh, another great community partner, which they do so much for our community. They're all from Perth Amboy. Even though some of them have moved out of Perth Amboy, they're still coming back to give back to our beautiful community. So I want to thank each and every one of you for all you do and keeping it positive. So let's give them a strong round of applause. And this is a good segue into the other topics I want to discuss. I want to give the mayor's message to the council and to the public that although we see so many beautiful things happening in the city of Perth Amboy, unfortunately, we see a lot of negativity, and it comes attached with political motives and other agendas, which that's fine. We're in the political positions, all right? However, when misinformation and disinformation, right, becomes the norm in the city of Perth Amboy, it's not good for any of us, because then not only people from Perth Amboy, but people, unfortunately, from outside Perth Amboy are having this perception that Perth Amboy is on fire. And I'm gonna tell you from personal experience, right? I have a lot of family and friends that come from all over, from Florida, California, Texas, the Carolinas, you name it, from up north, from Boston, the Midwest, and so on, from other countries, and they're like, wait a minute. This is not what I see on social media. On social media, it looks like there's riots, and Perth Amboy is a very dangerous and a place that nobody wants to be in. I'm like, no. Well, you know what? I tell them, don't take my word for it. Just walk around Perth Amboy, drive around Perth Amboy, speak to people that are invested in the city, and you will see that's definitely not the case. Now, let me make this clear, because I know that even after tonight, I guarantee you it's going to happen. People are going to twist my words. They're going to twist our council members' words, right? I'm not saying that crime doesn't happen in Perth Amboy. Crime does happen. It's not as exaggerated as or sensationalized as some individuals with some agendas make it out to be. Now, Perth Amboy, could it be safer? Absolutely. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, for me personally, one crime is one too many. Forget about the numbers. And, I'm sure many of you received a mailer, right, in regards to the crime stats in the city of Perth Amboy. And the facts are clear. Crime has been going down in Perth Amboy year after year. We chose I'm glad that some elected officials or former elected officials are here presently to hear this message from me. The facts are clear. The stats clearly stated, right, that crime has been going down. And what we did, we took a year from the 80s, we took a year from the 90s, we took a year from the early 2000s, from the mid 2000s, then we took 2024 and 2025. Just to give that perspective, and that way you could see. Now, unfortunately, some individuals, once again, including former elected officials, continue to spread misinformation and are fear-mongering and putting out there, I believe, disinformation. I'm going to give you an example, or a few examples. Some have made videos and Facebook Lives and so on, trying to distort the facts. They pointed out in one incident that, Mayor Caba and the council are stating that crime has been going down, and they chose 1987 because in 1987, and they were speaking like they're coming from a place of facts. In 1987, there was city unrest in the city of Perth Amboy due to the Fuller riots and so many riots. A quick and simple Google search will clearly fact check that. The Fuller riots did not happen in 1987, the years that we chose, right, to put on that mailer. It happened in 1988. Our Councilman Pucho was also involved in that riot, and I'm sure he could speak and articulate it a lot better than I could on everything that happened. I was here in the city of Perth Amboy. I was a lot younger, and I do remember that. That was in 1988. If we would have chose 1988, guess what? The numbers would have been worse than in 1987. So, to me, I say that's not misinformation, that's disinformation. That was intentional to misguide the public. There was another incident that just recently happened. Yes, you know, another shooting, right? Shootings happened in the past, just to let everyone know. Again, I'm not trying to find any excuses because, like I said, one crime is too many. But let's stick to the facts, right? As far as shooting goes, when Mayor Vaz was mayor of the city of Perth Amboy, somebody got executed right in front of his house. They kneeled him down and they shot him in the head. Guess what? If that would have happened now, social media, that would have gone national. That would have gone viral for years. Guess what also happened in the past? Another similar incident where on Penn Street and Hall Avenue, and once again, you know, Councilman Pucho could speak more on that because he's a former detective, former police officer here in the city of Perth Amboy. Someone on the corner of Penn Street and Hall Avenue, they kneeled him down and shot him in the head. But to those fearmongers, everything that's happening now in Perth Amboy has never been seen in Perth Amboy. It's Perth Amboy's on fire, and you know they're trying to make Perth Amboy look worse than what it is. Once again, I'm not saying crime doesn't happen in Perth Amboy. What I'm saying, it doesn't happen the way they're projecting it and making it seem like it's happening. And one thing I could definitely state, that in recent times, I'm just taking a guess here, but I would say 90% or more of the violent crime that happens in Perth Amboy are domestic violence between family members, friends, love triangle, you name it. It's not because people are being kneeled down and executed on the spot for money or for any other reason. So I just want to make that clear. Because we should all be cautious of those that attempt to mislead the public, distort the fact, and create unnecessary fear. Our residents deserve honest information, not sensationalized narrative designed to advance a certain agenda. You could put whatever word you want in front of that agenda. You know, we all know what they're trying to do. I'm gonna give you another example with that recent shooting. These same individuals, embarrassing enough, former elected officials, judges, or judge that should know better, should be more professional in regards to the information that's being put out, made a video with a bunch of misinformation that, once again, I was floored when it was shown to me, because one thing that I've been consistent on, not only as a mayor, but also as a council member, a former council member, is that whenever there's a police investigation, it's not our job to be speaking on the matter, because we could interfere with one word. We could interfere and screw up the entire investigation. So these individuals made this video making these wild accusations that I had so many people, including some of the people that were involved or there, contacting me, stating how unprofessional and that they're gonna lawyer up because of all the misinformation or possibly disinformation in that video. Thankfully enough, those individuals were wise and deleted the video. But again, there's other videos that were made that are full of misinformation. So, you know, here as elected officials, we need to be responsible. Yes, I'm the mayor, and yes, I am the police director. I want to clear that up. I've been doing it since day one as mayor. The reason why I'm the police director, I want to put this on record, right? And the council knows, you know, because even though some of you weren't here, some of the former council members were there, I did not make myself the police director of the city of Perth Amboy. Per our ordinance, if the mayor doesn't appoint a police director, the mayor becomes the police director. And the reason why I have not appointed a police director was because we had a chief, former chief, retired. Now we appointed a new chief, Larry Contano, and we took the decision of, instead of appointing a police director, which we were going to pay probably almost $200,000, and not including the benefits and pension and so on, we could hire 4 additional police officers. And remember, that's $200,000 plus per year. So to me, I'm like, listen, I'd rather have more police officers than hiring a police director, because I don't serve in the capacity as the police director. And I don't want to, and I don't pretend to. You know why? Because my title as mayor supersedes that of a police director. So it doesn't matter. It's just an honorary title. There's nothing a police director could do that the mayor of the city of Perth Amboy can't do. So it's pointless unless we want to add to the budget, to the police budget, which, you know, and that's a decision. I'm not saying that, you know, it can't happen in the future. I'm saying where we're at right now is unnecessary, because I'd rather hire more police officers. And that's what we're doing. We're hiring more police officers, we're hiring more specials, because I'd rather have more bodies. I'd rather invest, right, more into our public safety by getting more police officers, investing in technology. And those that criticize technology, just to let you know, almost every single crime that we have solved in the last few years were due to a combination of police work and technology. The bad guys are going to continue using technology as it advances. We can't stay behind. So once again, the reality is that crime does exist in every city across America, every town across America. Perth Amboy is no exception. However, and I've said this in the last council meeting, when compared to communities of similar size and population, Perth Amboy remains a safe and vibrant place to live, work, and raise a family. Think about it. And you know what? After this meeting, if any of you could tell me of another city, please don't give me Westfield, right? An affluent town. Give me an example of another city of similar size or bigger, or population as similar as Perth Amboy or larger, that has a lower crime rate than Perth Amboy. Anywhere in the state of New Jersey. I don't see it. It's not what some individuals are trying to project. And once again, what has changed over the years is the speed of information. And unfortunately, misinformation and disinformation spreads through social media way faster than anything we have seen, and it's going to continue to do so. So my administration remains committed to investing in public safety, supporting our police officers, and strengthening our neighborhoods and improving the quality of life of every resident. And I thank the council because they share the same vision. Because together we could make Perth Amboy even safer and more prosperous. But we need to work together. We need to stop bad-mouthing the city of Perth Amboy for whatever agenda some may have. Because I believe the best days are ahead of us. And in the next several months, we're going to share even more news in regards to our public safety initiatives that we have here with the investments that we're making in public safety. Council President, if you don't mind at this time, if I could call up Chief Cantano to share a few words, because the next topic is in regards to, once again, a lot of misinformation and disinformation in regards to the traffic, especially in regards to the traffic that's being caused, it seems, every weekend over the summer, right, on the outer bridge. Once again, it's not like some people are claiming that it's a problem that we're experiencing now. This goes back almost 20 years or so, right? And so now what I could tell you is that due to this, once again, this technology is a double-edged sword. Due to social media and so on, and some of these apps, what's happening, unfortunately, is that now these vehicles are navigating through our back roads because a lot of these apps are taking them inside our city. We are not ignoring the problem. We're in communication with the Port Authority. This is a Port Authority issue. Unfortunately, it has become a Staten Island and Perth Amboy issue, right? However, our hands are basically tied, right? We go back a couple of administrations. I remember former Mayor Diaz. She used to be there making Facebook Lives all the time, right? I'm gonna tell you this, I'm not going to do that, and the reason why, because it's not effective. Okay? I'm not going to be throwing our Port Authority under the bus. right? I'm not going to be the game blame. I'm not going to be blaming anyone from Staten Island or anyone from Perth Amboy or our chief or our police officers. Our police department has been doing a phenomenal job. Just think about the task that they have in hand. And, I'm going to put this out there because, unfortunately, some of the people that have been coming up to me and some of the comments being put on social media, it's really unconstitutional what they're stating, that, our police officers should be ticketing any vehicles that have New York plates or any other plates. You can't do that. That's unconstitutional. We also can't deny anyone from going through our roads. If we deny one, we got to deny everybody. We can't just pick and choose. We can't just say, we're going to block all these streets and only allow people from Perth Amboy to go through. You can't do that. That's unconstitutional. Right? But again, don't take it just from me. Some of these former elected officials were sitting right here when all that used to happen as well. Again, use the power of social media. Go and look at, old articles 10 years from ago, 15 years ago, right? Or possibly even 20 if you search even harder, right? It has been a constant challenge for us. Now, what we are hearing from the Port Authority, I'm sure some of you already heard this, they have conducted a study. They have spent millions of dollars in that study, right? They continue to do so. I believe, and I could be wrong, that there's two possible solutions to it. Either building a new bridge or widening the current bridge. Either one is going to be a huge challenge for all of us. But that's not going to happen anytime soon. I will say, and I will guess, my educated guess will be that it will happen within the next 10 years. But when? I can't say that I could be here and tell you confidently when it will happen, because it would not be right, because the Port Authority has not shared that information with anybody yet. Hopefully they will. We're going to continue reaching out to the Port Authority, and hopefully we will get an answer. But at this moment, I want to, if you don't mind, Council President, to bring the chief, because the chief has more experience than any of us in regards to this matter. And he actually has been speaking to the media, not only during my term, but also during the previous couple administrations. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. If I may just digress a little bit on your mis and disinformation. Just last night you called me, right, about a drive-by shooting that happened, and there was a casualty on the road and that type of thing. Was not the case at all. Unfortunately, it was a gentleman that fell down, tripped, and cut his head open. The officers were there providing aid, and so was the ambulance and so forth. But again, it was sensationalized as a drive-by shooting. Sensationalized as a drive-by shooting, and it was not at all. It was a gentleman who had fallen down and cut his head open. And then a couple of weeks ago, same thing, an armed robbery that occurred at a bodega or smoke shop, whatever that was. And the journalist that put it out there was actually arguing with myself and Lisette, saying that no, it actually did occur, and I'm like, no, it didn't. And finally got to it where he did print or video retractions and said it didn't happen. He had wrong information and that kind of thing. I don't know so much he did that on purpose, but he thought he had the right information. But it's still, without verifying it, put that information out there. So it not only can hinder investigations, it could, have, besides opinions and everything else it may do, it can actually harm individuals, harm people that may have worked there, may harm businesses. That, oh, this place got robbed, and now I'm not going to go there because it got robbed, and it never happened. So there's a lot of things to this mis and disinformation that's out there. There's a lot of things and a lot of people that it can hurt, not just the reputation of anything. So there's there's definitely something to be said for that. With respect to the traffic issue, as the mayor had pointed out, just recently I spoke to News 12 again. They were doing an article on that, and he's exactly right. We have heard multiple things. Oh, stop New Yorkers from coming in town. Just look at their plates and don't let them in. Block the ramps. Well, again, as the mayor said, all of those things are not possible. That we just can't do that. It's not safe. It's not what it's for. One of the other things that need to understand is that with these new proliferation of all of these apps and so forth, people see maps. Back in the day, what'd you have? You had a paper map. You had to go through it and try to follow it, which you wouldn't do while you were driving. Now it's, I can save 2.3 seconds, go this way and go that way. And, that's what you do. And you put them on the back roads and put them on the roads of Perth Amboy. So it can assist that person briefly, but what does it do and what other kind of havoc does it wreak throughout the rest of the city because of what it does? So that's something that we hadn't seen in the past, and we're seeing a little more proliferation of that. We were told that the cashless tolls were going to help out a lot because now there wouldn't be people having to change, and that's why it backed up. Unfortunately, I don't believe we've seen that type of relief, whether cars have increased or whatever it is. That part has not that we thought would. So that didn't help us much either as part of the plan. So again, even if they decided today we've got billions of dollars and we're going to build this bridge today, it's still going to be a good number of years before that could ever happen. So we are going to have this issue and continue with the issue. But as with anything, the most important thing is having a plan. So what we do have is if something were to occur, because we know we hear about this, what if I live on this street, what if I need an ambulance? What if I need a fire truck? What if I need a police car and they can't get here because all these vehicles are here? For those of you who may have been in throughout the area, you'll see, just as much as yesterday, we have officers pre-staged at certain key locations. And they may not be necessarily out there doing traffic or what have you. They're on the side of the road standing by. In the event that, God forbid, there were an emergency, they would immediately go in and deploy to traffic operations. What that would be, depending on where the incident was, would be stopping traffic, would be diverting traffic, shunting it out of the way, and then the other one further down towards the bridge, as they would communicate, would open that roadway up. So let's suppose it's on Crockmolly. We have an officer at Convoy and Crockmolly, immediately stops that road, shunts the traffic down, the one on Amboy Avenue, push the traffic through, so that road will become available. So by the time the ambulances, the fire trucks, or what have you respond to that area, it would be clear. This plan was tested about, I believe it was 2 seasons ago, when we had an actual car fire down on the limited access highway Route 440, where we needed to get fire trucks down there, and we did. So that's the most important part. We know what we have, but to be able to plan for and deal with what we have. So that traffic may be there, and yes, there may not be courteous motorists that let you out of your driveway and so forth, but if we need to get in there, we will get in there. And that's basically the most that we're going to be able to do. Again, we can't block anything. We can't do any of these other suggestions that there may be, but it's to deal with what we have. And that's part of emergency services, is planning appropriately to respond appropriately for the emergencies that are going to be in front of you.
Yep. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. I'm going to continue. Going to speak in regards to our budget, and very briefly, because I believe Mr. Cryan, our business administrator, could give more details and could articulate it a lot better than I could. But one thing I'm going to say, again, thank you for your patience, and the fear-mongering, again, it's unbelievable. I do have to admit, and these things have been mentioning, but for some of you that are here for the first time, maybe you're hearing it for the first time, we did have this year some challenge. It's been a challenging year, right? We had some unfortunate incidents within our city, right? We were hacked in the city. We put that information out there, and we've been working with law enforcement and other agencies regarding that cybersecurity breach. We're not the only municipality that has happened to. Numerous municipalities throughout the state, throughout the country, even within our own county, where unfortunately that's the age and the day, the time we live in, where, like I mentioned before, the bad guys are always going to want to be a few steps ahead, especially when it comes to technology. That's why we need to make sure that we are investing in our infrastructure. I know one thing that as human beings we're not comfortable with is change. We do not like change. We like to stay in our comfort zone. And, we get that, However, if we don't embrace change, we're going to be stuck in the past. And that's what's going to open up all sorts of issues, right? Whether it's with technology, not embracing technology, guess what? The world is not going to wait for Perth Amboy. The world is going to continue to move forward, and we need to make sure that we're moving with it. That's why since my first day in office, one thing I said, we need to make sure that we are making the quality of life for people better, right? So I'm going to give you a simple example when it comes to technology, right? We used to have coin meters throughout the city of Perth Amboy. You remember that, right? Just 5 years ago, everywhere in the city, throughout the business community, coin meters, right? However, there was a challenge with that because time have changed, right? Not that many people carry cash or carry coins with them, especially coins. Nobody carries coins like they used to. And a lot of the businesses did not want to change $1 for you or a few dollars to give you quarters, right? You had to buy something, right? If they had enough coins in that business. So we said, listen, we need to make life easier. So we got rid of all the coin meters in the city of Perth Amboy, which, a lot of pros to that. Less clutter throughout the city. A lot of them were damaged. So, the city now can make more money. But most importantly, now we're providing more options to everybody, right? Now you could pay with coins, you could pay with cash, you could pay with a debit card, you could pay with a credit card, you could pay with the app. So now it makes life easier. Now you could be in a business, right? You only put in an hour and you're going to be there 2 hours. Guess what? You don't even have to leave the business. You could do it right from your phone and add that extra hour, right? So technology could be a blessing, and we need to make sure that we continue to invest in it. But going back to the challenges, so we had the cyber security breach that, I'll be honest, to this day, we're still working with that. It's very complicated. And the reason why it's more complicated with the city of Perth Amboy, because a lot of our systems were still are, and some of them very antiquated, right? Because throughout the years, not many didn't want to embrace change, and I just want, like I've been saying to a lot of our employees, this is for the betterment, right? Our number one job, right, here as elected official and as employees of the city is to make your lives easier, right, to represent you, right? So we've been doing that the last several years. Our recreation department, now many parents, they don't even go to our recreation department. They pay or they sign up their kids right from their phones, right? That's a blessing because now time is money. Now, if you got to take a day off from work to come pay a bill or to go register your kid for any recreation or enrichment program, right? That's not good quality of life, right? So once again, we need to make those investments, and that's what we're doing. So we had the cyber security breach. We have several changes. We have a new business administrator. So that was also a bumpy ride with our budget, and so many other challenges, right, that we had. But I could confidently say that in our next council meeting, we will introduce our budget. And once again, do not listen to the fear mongers, all this nonsense about a 40% tax increase, 20% tax increase, even 10% tax increase. It's all nonsense. And they are, so the next council meeting, we will present the thing, but it is nothing compared to some of the nonsense that's being put out there. And once again, I'm fortunate with former council members and former elected officials who should know better, should know how the process works, right? Now, through these challenges, the reason why we haven't presented so fast is that we want to make sure that we do everything possible, legally possible, to make sure that if there's going to be a tax increase, and I'm going to tell you right now, most likely they will, right? That is the lowest possible for our residents. We have 564 municipalities in the state of New Jersey. The majority of them has raised taxes. We have in the county of Middlesex, we have 25 municipalities. Guess what? Almost all of them have raised taxes, including Board of Educations throughout the state, including counties throughout the state. But this is one fun fact that these naysayers don't want to mention, that in the city of Perth Amboy, out of 25 municipalities, there are only 3 that have a lower tax rate than the city of Perth Amboy. Only 3. And even if we have a tax increase, guarantee you, we're going to be have one of the lowest tax rate in the entire county of Middlesex, and possibly one of the lowest in the entire state. So I would say just be patient and have the confidence that we're doing all that is possible to make sure that we keep the taxes as low as possible, even the water as low as possible. That's another misguided statements that are being put out there, that we pay the highest water in the state or in the country. That's false. That's not true. That our water rates went up? Yes. What's the reason for that? Just like everything. Because inflation, we need to make sure that, we keep up with inflation. We keep up with the rising cost of everything. All the city employees that are getting paid, we can't pay them the same, now that they were earning when I first got elected as mayor, right? We can't pay these utility companies, right, whether it's electricity, gas, even the contractors that we hire to pave one street, it costs way more now than 5 years ago when I first got elected. And you should all know, right? You do any shopping, right? You do anything within your apartment, within your house, you pay a lot more. The city of Perth Amboy, we're not, immune to any of that, We need to pay our bills too, right? We need to keep up with inflation. However, it's not what some are claiming. In regards to the water, that's another, again, it's embarrassing, some of the things that are being said out there. I was a former council member. I sat right here, right? The same incidents have been happening here for quite some time, right? I'm not sure many of you know, our water comes from Oak Bridge, from our Runyon water plant that we have there. Is our water safe? Yes, it's safe. You know what's disappointing? Very disappointing. The fear-mongering, right? You had these same former elected officials present in our council meeting, hearing professionals, hearing myself and council members and so on, letting them know that our water is safe, and they continue to mislead the public. Former council member, former council member even took it as far as to bring in a professional to his office, interview him, a professional by the name of Patrick McDermott from Rutgers University. He's actually a health physicist and an expert in radiation. He's and a safety director in Rutgers University. The individual conducted an interview, and that professor clearly stated, if I lived in the city of Perth Amboy, I would not move out of my family and myself out of the city of Perth Amboy due to the water. The water's safe to drink, the water's safe to bathe, the water's safe for your pets, the water's safe to brush your teeth, all that clearly articulated in a professional manner, and guess what happens? Continues to make other videos, go knocking on doors, fear-mongering, stating that our water is going to cause cancer, that, you are in huge danger, that, you should not drink the water per Amboy, you need to, get filters and so on and all that. That's further from the truth. That expert stated the same thing that has been said right here in our council meeting, and also when I was sitting here as a council member with some of these former council members, right, we had other experts saying the same thing, that you could drink the water in Perth Amboy for the next 70 years or more. You could drink, if you drink over 2 liters of the same water, you might get a reaction. And with that, they still continue with the fear-mongering. So, like the chief said, number one thing is to always have a plan. And we do have a plan, and we put it out there, right? Council knows about the plan. My administration knows about the plan, right? So we did a difficult decision. We took the difficult decision on raising the water rates to assure that we're keeping up with inflation and so on, and also that we will have enough funding to help us build a new water treatment plan. Because the old water treatment plant that we have, right, is old, it still works, the water's still safe, right, but it's antiquated, right? It's more than 100 years old, right? And, many of you could relate. You have a furnace, is a very old furnace. Yeah, it still works. You're spending more money, right, because, it's antiquated, right? However, if you buy a new state-of-the-art furnace, you're going to save a lot more money. It's going to be more energy efficient and so on, right? You're going to save more money, and it's going to be a lot better for your house. That's what we're doing in the city of Perth Amboy. We're investing around $100 million for a new water treatment plant. So our water is going to, once we get that new water treatment plant, it's going to be safer for generations into the future. And even that, they want to throw a curveball and then claim, oh, is it even necessary to spend all that money in a water treatment plant? Okay, wait, so our water is causing cancer and it's unsafe, but also investing in a new water treatment plant is also not a good idea. Okay, then what is your plan? Right? All the naysayers, that's my question. I'm sure the council members have the same question. Okay, what are your plans? Right? In regards to crime, okay, what is your plan? Because you know what? When that shooting that happened, there was a police officer within 100 feet from where it happened. There's a police car within 100 feet from where it happened, right? So we're hiring more police officers. You know, we're doing the best we can with the resources that we have, and we are continuing to invest in some of the issues and challenges that we have. But once again, this misinformation, disinformation, you know, we got to call them out on it. And, you know, a lot of people have been asking me, Mayor, why you don't do a video to discredit them all the time? I'm like, no. If I'm going to do a video, if I'm going to make a statement, right, like I've been doing, is to provide the facts to the city of Perth Amboy. You know, I'm really out of character now. You know, I know I've been putting these former elected officials on blast. But you know what? I believe that, you know, sometime it needs to be done. I'm not going to do it in a consistent basis. I'd rather present the plan that we have. Because you know what? Like I said, this is a double-edged sword, right? And, you know, in due time, they're going to discredit themselves. Thank you.
Thank you. Right now, I think we have a handicap appeal. If you could come up to the mic, please. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilman. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
I'm sorry.
Madam Council President, maybe we seated?
You can sit.
Yes, thank you. Honorable Council, Madam President, can you hear me well enough? No. Can
No, I
everyone
think you
hear
have
me?
to get closer to the mic, especially for the video.
I have copies for you, if I may approach. There are 6 copies. So,
I can pass it out for you. We'll take it.
all right. I'm going to change the subject. My name is Patricia Bomblin. I'm an attorney from New Brunswick. I lived in Perth Amboy many years ago, and Perth Amboy remains a very dear place in my heart. It always will. All New Jerseyans should know about Perth Amboy, especially because it's a very special historic place in our state's history and our nation's history. So we're all privileged, really, to be here. We're privileged to have the oldest operating city hall in the nation, I understand, and certainly in these times to know we're in a place where the Bill of Rights were first signed. The subject I want to talk to you about is the lady seated to my right, Josette Larmoni. Josette is a resident and homeowner of your great city. She's been in this city as a resident for over 40 years. She's 69 years old. She's worked and served the people of Perth Amboy in Raritan Bay Hospital for at least 30 years. And she saw a handicap parking space to be designated in front of her home. And as I'm here because that application was turned down. I presented you with my letter of appeal, and you will see that we maintain that the denial was improper, and I'm calling it, for legal reasons, I say it's arbitrary and capricious. I would also say it's probably ultra-virus, but I don't want to get into those legal niceties. I want to talk to you about the facts. Ms. Larmoni suffers from severe bilateral knee osteoarthritis. She experiences significant pain, impaired mobility, difficulty walking and standing, and functional limitations that substantially affect her daily activities. Due to the severity of her condition, she's scheduled to have 2 knee replacements over the next year, and then she'll have to do rehab for those. Her doctor has recommended that she minimize walking and strain on her knees, and he has recommended that you grant the permit. You have in her original application the doctor's certification, which is pursuant to your form. You'll see that it says at the top, City of Perth Amboy Medical Practitioner Certification for Handicap Application. And you'll see that her doctor, Dr. Nadir Kassim, in April certified that she fit criteria number 5 on your form. And this was submitted and it was notarized for you. Your ordinance in the subparagraph 11 defines the disabled, what is disabled. If a medical practitioner caring for the applicant signs your form, they're complying with the definition. They are certifying that the applicant meets the definition of disabled. As you know, every year, people that have these signs, they have to reapply. They have to get the doctor to say, yeah, this person is still disabled. And we hope that in 2 to 3 years, she's not going to need it anymore. But right now, she really needs it. And she needs it because when she comes home from work, she comes to Brighton Avenue at 236-38, and she's most of the time unable to park. And I know that parking has always been a challenge in Perth Amboy. It was a challenge when I lived here in 1988. So I know population density and so on. But at the end of the day, what happens to Josette Larmoni is she ends up parking near the Jewish Renaissance building, and then she has to walk home. And it takes her 15 to 20 minutes at the end of the day, and she stops. She really needs the permit. Now, you will see that when her application was denied, there was a reference in the denial to there not being 22 feet in front of her home at 236-38 Brighton Avenue. 22 feet is not a requirement under your ordinance. There are municipalities in the state of New Jersey that have a 22 feet requirement in their ordinance. And it's described that the 22 feet it's a misconception that it is a requirement. It is not a requirement unless you decide and you amend your ordinance and you say it's a requirement. But I looked through your ordinance and there is no 22 feet requirement. She has a Camry, it's 15 feet long. She has 19 feet in front of her house. That's where she parks if nobody's parked in front of her house, which is where she would like to have this designation so that she doesn't suffer pain going and coming and groceries or whatever else she has to do. There was also in the denial an inference that didn't know if she owned the house. I don't think she has to own the house, but the fact is she does own the house. She owns the property at 236-38 Brighton Avenue. In the packet I gave you a copy of her deed. We're here, whether this is appeal or reconsideration. If you have any questions, we're happy to answer them. If you want more information, we'd be happy to get it for you. But I'm asking you to grant this daughter of Perth Amboy in her time of need, the handicap parking space, so that she can hopefully get her operations and recover with optimal conditions that don't require her to walk great distances that she really shouldn't have to in her condition.
Okay. Thank you. The process of this type of appeal, we listen to the case, we kind of review it, and then we get back to you.
Okay. Your
with-
ordinance does allow you to ask us to come for an interview. So if you determine in your discussions you want more, we'd be happy to come back. If you want medical records, whatever, you can even require in your ordinance to send her for a medical exam. If you want that to happen, we'll do it. She really needs the relief because it's very debilitating for her. I mean, that's why she's here with a lawyer. She's,
Thank you for coming.
Madam
tonight.
President, I have to ask her a question. Ms. Baumlin, the rest of your paperwork refers to 236, but the cover of the,
It's incorrect.
234.
And I did send a
the
corrected
reason
letter.
why, I just wanted to point it out so it becomes part of the record that it's really 236.
It is 236, 238, and the deed, I think, reflects that. It was an error. I did send a second letter to your attorney, Mr. Opel, but I printed the wrong letter for you. So I apologize for that, but yes.
Well, because I think it's important because as the president stated, we're going to discuss it, and usually one of us actually goes out there and looks.
Okay. You will see that
236 and 230.
Ms. Larmoni used to be Mrs. Larmoni, and her husband purchased two houses side by side. So Mr. Larmoni lives in the house adjacent in 234. So if you were to look at the deeds, you would see Larmoni and Larmoni, okay, on that avenue.
I read in here there's a handicap spot next to the location where, is that her
That is true.
husband's?
That is Mr. Larmoni's. And he does have a big truck, so he may well need the 22 feet. She has a small Camry. It's a 15-foot car, and she does have the 19 feet in front, and she does fit her car there when his truck is parked in his space.
Well, thank you very much. We'll
Thank
look into
you.
it and get
Thank
back
you
to
all.
you. Thank you. Okay, we continue with our agenda. Ordinance, public hearing, 3 minutes maximum per speaker per ordinance. An ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled Vehicles and Traffic, ordinance number 194-78 as amended, adopted September 19, 1978, also known as Chapter 414C of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy, to add a stop sign on Arnor Avenue at the intersection of Arnor Avenue and the West Side Avenue, a stop sign on Meredith Street and West Side Avenue, and a stop sign on Paderewski Avenue at the intersection of Paderewski Avenue and West Side Avenue. Number 2, an ordinance amending Section 6D of Bond Ordinance Number 1782-2015 of the City of Perth Amboy in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, finally adopted September 9, 2015, in order to increase the Section 20 cost. Number 3, an ordinance appropriating $800,000 from the Water Wastewater Capital Outlay Fund to provide for the installation of a new interconnection in and by the City of Perth Amboy in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey. Number 4, an ordinance amending and supplementing the ordinances of the city, Chapter 202, Article 1, drug-free schools zones to remove a school zone. An ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled Vehicles and Traffic, ordinance number 194-78 as amended, adopted September 19, 1978, also known as Chapter 414, SIC of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy. And this is about lane use regulation intersection of Dorsey and Smith Street. An ordinance of the City of Number 6, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy to amend an ordinance entitled, an ordinance designating restricted parking spaces for use by handicapped persons, ordinance number 380-85, and amendments adopted July 2nd, 1985, also known as Chapter 255, SIC of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy, and this is about deletions.
Council President, I just wanted to know if our business administrator can just elaborate a little bit more on our ordinance 2, just on what the Section 20 costs, like what that entails, like an explanation for our residents if possible.
Okay, thank you. So Section 20 costs are usually the administrative costs, like engineering fees and those sort of things.
Got it. Thank you.
Agenda, public comment. Citizen may address the council on any matter on the agenda which does not have its own scheduled public hearing. Citizens shall be permitted to speak once for a maximum of 3 minutes. Minutes, regular meeting for April 13 and April 27. There's a typo in there. April 27, 2026. Reports. Fallon Barczewski, tax collector, submitted the monthly report of collection of the month of May 2026. Number 2, Jill A. Goldie, CFO controller, submitted the following: investment report for May 2026 and the check register report for the month of May 2026 in the total amount of $19,458,724.11. Ordinance, first reading, no public discussion. An ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy to amend an ordinance entitled, an ordinance designating restricted parking spaces for use by handicapped persons. Ordinance number 380-85 and amendments adopted July 2nd, 1985, also known as Chapter 255 SIC of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy, and this is about addition. Number 2, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, approving certain amendments to the Focus 2020 redevelopment plan, all areas pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law. Number 3, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, approving an easement and accepting dedication of a portion of Block 131, Lot 1.03 on the tax maps on the City of Perth Amboy as public right-of-way.
Madam President,
Yes.
Mr. Opal, where is it?
It's a small portion of Front Street.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm good.
Good. Number 4, ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, New Jersey, authorizing certain storm water drainage easements within portions of Front Street and Fayette Street.
Is that connected?
Number 5, ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, New Jersey, authorizing the transfer of the property designated as Block 89.01, Lot 1 on the tax maps of the City of Perth Amboy to the Perth Amboy Redevelopment Agency and requiring that the proceeds of the sale of say parcel be returned to the city upon subsequent sale of the parcel. Resolution R-244-626, authorizing emergency temporary appropriation of the extended the calendar year 2026 temporary budget in the amount of $5,487,610. R-245-626, authorizing change order number 13 to the contract with Turco Golf, Inc. for the Veterans Memorial Youth League Complex improvement in the amount of $14,130. R-246-626, accepting an award from the State of New Jersey Department of Community Affairs for the 2026 Recreation Opportunities for Individual with Disability Grant in the amount of $20,000. R-247-626, authorizing the proper city official to execute a contract with the Morris Habitat for Humanity for the affordable home ownership construction project of 99 Pearl Place and 101 Pearl Place in the amount of $148,222.97 in accordance with the 50 and 51st program years of the Home Investment Partnership Program from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, created by the National Affordable Housing Act of 1990, NAHA. R-248 was taken out. R-249-626, authorizing cancellation of unexpended water wastewater utility capital fund improvement authorization in the amount of $375,753.39. R-250-626, authorizing the 2026-2027 renewal of certain plenary retail consumptions license effective June 30th, 2026. R-251-626, authorizing accumulated leave payout for Roberto Puntiel in the amount of $1,114 with, is that 67 or 76?
I have to look at the resolution.
Okay. Based on the separation from service of February 6, 2026. R-252-626, authorizing submission of an application to the New Jersey Department of Transportation Local Aid Infrastructure Funds, LAIF, in the amount of $1,737,454 with 50 cents for repaving and sidewalk improvement on Ashley Street, Wagner Avenue, and Summit Avenue. R-253-626, authorizing submission of an application to the New Jersey Department of Transportation Municipal Aid Grant Program fiscal year 27 in the amount of $2,144,045 with 63 cents for the completion of the improvement to Washington Street, Fayette Street, and Kearney Avenue. R-254-626, authorizing change order number 1 to the contract for the NJDOT Road Rehabilitation and Improvement State Street and Lewis Street, CSE number PA 20-005-01 to American Asphalt Milling and Pavement LLC, reducing the original contract amount by $25,302.02, to which reduces the contract amount from $304,725.61 to $279,423.55. We have some communications and also closed session resolution R-243-626, authorizing a closed session at the June 29, 2026 meeting to discuss the following. Do you have anything, Mr. Opel?
I don't know.
No? Okay, I want to add personnel because there's something I need to address. It's in general, it's not on a particular person. So I need, anything else anyone wants to add?
No, yeah.
Okay, so I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. public portion, 3 minutes maximum per speaker. I need a
Move.
motion.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Against? Okay, state your name, your address, and go ahead.
Tim Ballard, 359 Brook Avenue. Pretty amazing. I now see we have a water lady delivering water. I guess that's new. We have a private photographer to take pictures of everybody now. Is that new salaries? Now, you just put out an estimated budget. So what's the percentage, basically, you're raising taxes? Is it going to be 10%, 8%, 20%, or what percentage? You've negotiated how many pilots in the last years with that law firm? They're long-term. Now, you didn't know that you were not going to raise taxes in these years. And not a penny for the schools. Now, I know the school budget's going to go up. That's incompetency when you negotiate contracts long-term, not knowing what the tax rate's going to be. That's the problem with these pilots. You're giving out pilots, no money for the schools. Now, the schools got to raise up taxes. Pilots, I just drove around that whole area of all those warehouses back there. And I know there are not that many jobs in those warehouses. So what are we getting out of here if you're going to raise the taxes? And don't tell me the quality of life at Perth Amboy is good. I can tell you just in my neighborhood, I got 6,000 vans parking in my neighborhood on the street, and it seems to be growing. There was 1, now there's 2, now there's 3. I got to park all the way down the block. And I feel sorry for that poor lady if they own 2 pieces of property and she can't get a handicap parking. Mary Street, you just gave them parking spots, their own private spot on Mary Street. I don't know how you do that. How can you deny somebody a handicap parking when you gave Mary Street their personal parking spot? Personal parking spot. And talk about crime, yeah, he jerry-picked the certain amount of crimes. If you want to discuss crimes, I'm the one that did a study in this town with a lot of officers and developed a study about lowering crime in this town that was actually studied by the FBI because they came into the town and studied us because they thought we were lying on our statistics. Back then, we weren't lying. We weren't misinformation. It wasn't a burglary to a theft and everything else like that. So when you change the status of crime, yeah, crime goes down. If you kick a door in a house and you don't get in, that's only criminal mischief. That's not crime. That's an attempted burglary. When you break into a car, that was a burglary. When you change the status, that's different. So don't tell me about how crime is, and don't tell me that poor person that died on the tracks a couple years ago that was gang-related. No, we don't have none of that stuff. That crime doesn't happen.
Thank
So
you.
don't sit there and tell the bull.
Thank you.
And one more time, I don't care. Pallone's the fault on that bridge. You got to study to see what that bridge looks like. You're
done.
incompetent if you have to
Excuse
study
me.
that bridge.
Thank you. Anybody else? Please.
I think you better go, you got something you want to talk about.
Wait.
Go ahead, Dorothy. Hold on.
Thank you.
Don't beat me up.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm gonna try. I will tell you one thing, though. I haven't been here for a while. There's people that were in this room before I thought were dead. I didn't even know they were still alive, some of them. My God. I guess I need to show up more often. But I just wanted to touch bases on some things that that were being said by the mayor. Number one, about the water. I drink Perth Amboy water every day, and I'm living proof that I'm still alive, okay? There's nothing wrong with Perth Amboy water. I drink it every day. I know a couple of months, about 3 or 4 months ago, we had an issue with something was wrong down in Runyon, and they said not to drink the water. So I bought one of those things of water, and I actually still have some of it, because once they said the water was good, I'm back drinking Perth Amboy water, because I'm a real woman, I can handle it. The other, and please, when you were talking about the library before, please make the library, whatever you're going to do to change things with it, please make it handicapped accessible. Please. Because now, when I need information from a library, I have to go to Woodbridge because I can't do the stairs, okay? And it shouldn't be that way. They talked about the water, oh, I mentioned this before the last time I was here, about the young people, all different ages really, riding bikes up and down Smith Street on the sidewalk, which drives me crazy, because I can't get out of my own way. It's hard enough for me to get out of the way of a bike that's coming flying down the street. And I don't see anybody doing anything about it, and it needs to be stopped. Because the bikes are supposed to be on the street, not on the sidewalk. And I have a real problem with the fact that we don't have a Channel 34 anymore. You see this hand here? This is the hand that turned on Channel 34 when I was on the Board of Education. Okay? And now we don't have Channel 34. I have to talk to Johnny Mack and see what's going on in Woodbridge, because nobody's telling me about what's going on in Perth Amboy. And I don't understand that. The senior citizens in this town looked to Channel 34 to get the information that they needed about what's going to happen, what's going to take place, who's going to do what, or whatever. Now we have no way of knowing anything. Y'all put 34 back on, please. And I don't want to hear that you don't have the money, because y'all got money to do whatever you want to do with it. So therefore, get some money and put 34 back on, and thank you for listening.
Thank you. Chief? Wait, hold on. Wait, I'm sorry. Let me get the chief.
The dictator of
Who? Wherever you want to go.
Okay, good evening again. With respect to the e-bikes, we all know that that's an issue. We know that we've been talking about that for quite some time now. We know that July 19th is the time where we're going to be able to have these new laws that are in place and so forth. As far as doing anything about it, in the interim, just yesterday alone, it was a Sunday, I was listening on the radio, there was at least a half a dozen that our officers towed for being illegal and improper on the roadways, not even before the July 19th issue. So we are out there, we are actively seizing them by the dozens. July 19th is the date where we're going to be able to move forward if they're not registered, they're not insured, licensed, and helmets. That's when we'll be bringing that even further and affecting more than what are out there now.
Thank you.
Okay? Thank you.
I would like, before, come on up. I just want to make one statement. I would love to everyone to respect when somebody comes to the mic, to be quiet and listen to what the person has to say. I don't like the people in the back just making comments and all that. I think the residents and everybody and us over here deserve that respect. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Madam President. Ken Gonzalez, 110 High Street. I came here intending to speak initially about the budget. However, the mayor addressed that. He said that the administration is going to be presenting the budget at the next council meeting. I hope that that occurs. At the last council meeting, Councilman Puccio was the one from the council who was actually inquiring, hey, when are we going to see a budget being presented? And the business administrator at that point said it was going to come at this meeting, so that's why I was originally hopeful that it was.
Next, yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but
or next.
the bottom line is it's coming. The bottom line is coming in the next meeting, so I'm looking forward to seeing it. So I thank you for that. This evening, we heard the mayor give a diatribe that lasted probably about an hour, which was unexpected. My comment is he addressed several real important issues. He went through water, he went through traffic, he went through crime, he even went through the budget. That's great. That's frankly, for me, and I will say this, I disagree with him, and this shouldn't surprise anybody, I disagree with him a number of issues of how he was interpreting some of the circumstances here in the city of Perth Amboy. But I consider it a major victory when the mayor, who has been frankly very, very quiet for a long time, is coming up here and speaking to the public and addressing, to the best of his ability, how he feels and how his administration feels about the condition of Perth Amboy. That's the kind of thing that, frankly, we should expect to be getting from the administration on a weekly basis at the very least, or at least certainly whenever council meeting comes. The mayor is notoriously not present at most of the council meetings, so it was great to see him here. It was great to see him at his seat that apparently we have for him. Apparently he had something else he had to do today because he left after he made that speech. But I'm grateful to hear from it. And if we can continue that type of a dialogue, that would be great. Obviously, I have 3 minutes, so I can't, and nor do I intend to try to address point by point everything the mayor said. But please understand, any criticisms that I have of the city of Perth Amboy are meant to say that I love my town. I've been here for over 50 years, and my issues really are with how the town is being operated. And again, I'm not going to sit here to make a political speech. And it's not even directed specifically at the council, because frankly, that's not the entity that I have an issue with. My concern really is with what's going on with the administration. But maybe today is the beginning of a real dialogue where we're going to hear publicly what the administration believes about certain issues, and maybe there's a chance that we can actually have a constructive conversation. So I'm grateful to have heard from the mayor this evening. I would love to, anytime the mayor would like to have a debate or a discussion or a cup of coffee, I'm happy to have that conversation with the mayor. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Someday that's gonna go back to 5 minutes, that clock. Oh, yeah. No Nuremberg law here. Orlando Perez, 278 Madison Avenue, Perth Amboy. Now, with all respect to the mayor, this administration has a lot of damage control to repair, okay? We'll put that on the side. Now, here's the story. Here's the one we're going to start with damage control. What's the story with the Rosengarten Park on Smith and Madison Avenue? They stopped the construction. Somebody said something, came out of their mouth, that they might have to go back to redraw the plans. Something with the code, that park there is showing a concern. You want to burn money, blow money? There's a perfect example. That's looking like a graveyard now. A cemetery, really. That park been sitting there, what's the scoop? How you gonna finish it? Will you run out of money? What's going on? That park right there, you know, I understand, but nah, there's something going on with that park. Something going on. There's a story with that park. Something happened with that park. And by the way, the little sidewalk on Smith Street on next to the park is starting to cave in. It's starting to sink. Better open up your eyes here. You know how you accomplish something? You do 3 things. You watch, listen, and learn, and you're going to accomplish something. And that's what's missing here. You got your nice little house here, your nice recliner chairs here. Now start doing something. Start doing something now. Really nice. Let's start fixing that park there. It's a disgrace. It is. It's a shame. They were there today. I don't know what they were doing over there. I guess they were looking for Jimmy Hoffa's bones or something. Enough. Start repairing the damage control. Too many excuses, a lot of excuses. I respect him, I understand, but that's what he's doing, damage control. You know that, and I know that, and they know that. Stop playing games, okay? You're educated, mature people, and you know what has to be done. Seriously. That's the way we see you, as responsible people that got elected. Thank you.
Thank you.
I can get up?
Sure.
This is my first time in public, so I apologize if I'm nervous. I'm going to read from the paper.
That's fine.
Thank you.
State
Sorry.
your name and you ask.
So my name is Belinda Perez Martinez, and I'm a resident of Perth Amboy. I reside in 801 Mary Street in Perth Amboy, New Jersey. I was born and raised in Perth Amboy, so I've been here for 57 years. I just want to start with the middle school student harassed and bullied by a middle school student in Shell School harassed my granddaughter for the most of the 25 and 26 school year, and I advocated for the protection of my granddaughter. This student recently got expelled, and on the last day of school, where we thought everything was fine, she was attacked. A police officer was there who later came to my house and took a report on the attack after I called to make a report. Came to stop this fight and told my granddaughter he would take her home because she was a victim of attack, and he didn't. Made her walk her home. She walked home with my other grandson. Frightened, my granddaughter called me and told me what happened, and later that day I called the police to report this incident, and I'm still waiting for the detective to call me regarding this matter. I didn't know that, but cyberbullying exists. And yet the same expelled student is harassing my granddaughter and now involving my grandson in the mix of this fighting and harassment. There must be an accountability on this matter in all the public schools. What some people and people with authority assume was a simple fight over something is petty is now becoming more serious. I feel that not only the students and parents should hold accountability, but the school system and authorities who can help our children. But they fear that the reputation is going to tarnish them, and instead of protecting the safety of our children, I'm so tired of people. Oh, I don't want to look bad in front of people. It's really a shame that all I want to do is the safety of our children, because I've been in this community for many years. I fear that my granddaughter can be the next victim of a stabbing, a shooting, or even a death. Yes, I'm that 1%. I'm the one, that 1%. One death is too much. I'm that percentage. That's what I wanted to say, because I heard someone say something. I would like to know what measures and procedures you are going to take, not only on this matter, but the children of Perth Amboy, the parents and the students, schools and authorities, and what we are supposed to trust needs to be accountable for their actions. Hopefully, the 26-27, the school and the authorities take care of the safety and the well-being of our children in Perth Amboy. I served my community all my life. I even had a humanity award from the city of Perth Amboy. And I never saw so much fear, and so much diversity in themselves in this town. I never saw this like in lifetime, and I apologize. This is a beautiful Perth Amboy, and we do have beautiful history. Well, what's the point of having such a beautiful Perth Amboy if my children, my grandchildren, and soon great-grandchildren coming here, and they can't even walk the streets with the school? So thank you very much. I apologize for going over.
One question. Did you report it to the Board of Education?
I reported it to the police department, which they redacted because they're minor. I can't even do anything about it. I also have an email from the school, and I did do it from the Board of Education. Okay. I would never come here not prepared.
No. I wanted to know that you did that.
Yes, I did.
And Chief, can you speak to her about your section? Separate, please. Anybody else?
Vince Macula, I live at 215 Sheraton Street. Since the Middlesex Water official is present, I think he should explain ordinance number 3. That's $800,000. Obviously, he stated last meeting it's resolving the alpha issues within the water system as well. And I'd like one correction. I think the national average is 1.7 for 1,000 gallons of water. I think ours is over 7% per 1,000 gallons. So that's a lot. We're paying it, hopefully. But I'd like to just discuss one of the issues with the water is also the tenants and the landlords that have to pay the water bill. And I'd just like to state real quickly that one of the problems on the rent board is vacancy decontrol. We don't have any in the city of Perth Amboy. So if If you have a water bill, the landlord can just jump it up when you leave. It can be part of your new lease, and that would take care of the landlord. But as far as the tenant, we don't have a strong vacancy decontrol. I like quickly, the New Brunswick, as I stated, and everybody has a copy in their possession. Vacancy decontrol is when a rental unit is vacated, described, and has been market decontrolled pursuant to this section for the past 5 years. The rental amount may be increased by a maximum allowable rent increase plus 4% above the allowable rent increase. For example, if the allowable rent is 2.5, which we have, it would become 6.5. That's a reasonable step-by-step process within a town that borders us that have similar demographics as well as financial. We live, as I pointed out last meeting, our per capita income is in the 20s, the high 20s. We don't make the kind of money ETC is demanding for between $3,000 and $4,000 per month for rent. So these residents that I'm talking about that need a stronger decontrol law within the city of Perth Amboy. The activists are probably going to come before you during an election season. I'm coming before you because I see residents reporting being thrown out of their units if they don't come up with an extra 30%. That's wrong. I have a conscience in the city of Perth Amboy, and I'm going to continue to speak that way.
Thank you. Mr. Crine? Yes. Can you speak on the question that he had about the 800, or maybe the water department can come up? Because he asked a question about it. I'm sorry, let him answer his question.
Good evening, Council. Michael Wojcik, Middlesex Water. The $800,000 is part of the Runyon upgrade. As I stated at the previous council meeting, that is to combat the MCL exceedance, which is what the town received the public notification for. We answer to the NJDEP. Just because there might be a national, that's the only people we answer to. We have to test within their range that they put out. New Jersey is one of the lowest that we need to fall into compliance with. And after the interconnection, which I explained last council meeting, we will be able to blend the water within the filter buildings. So that will bring us back into compliance.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Lisa, your turn.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't taking anybody's time. Lisa Nanton, 32 Gordon Street. Well, first, I would like to congratulate you, Melody and Haley, on winning your election, and also my friend Ken Gonzalez. The reason I'm speaking is because I did listen to everything that the mayor said, and I just want to say, if you're going to accuse me of fear-mongering or any of my colleagues, you better watch your facts. Because, first of all, the only thing we ever said publicly were things that we actually read that came from the administration or came from the water company, and we followed up, or also came from FBI reports, and also came from the city website. So the most crucial point, I think, is that what we said and what we told the public is because we are all suffering from the same thing, and that was our fear. It's not fear-mongering. It's letting people know exactly what the problems are. And so when he said communication is effective, that's the biggest complaint we heard from the people when we were campaigning. As a matter of fact, those were the four stats that we compulated from everything that we heard from the people. So number 1 was the water, number 2 was the traffic, number 3 was the parking, and number 4 was communication. That's the first time I ever heard the mayor address anything about what we were saying publicly. So when he talks about communication, yes, that's effective. And it's even more effective when he actually speaks to the public. I mean, he has, I won't even repeat, but he has a reputation that I thought was kind of humorous, but I won't say it. But anyway, so we never talked about or even mentioned anything about having ticketing or keeping people from New York coming to Perth Amboy. Our solution is redirecting the traffic patterns in the city. We're not talking about the traffic problems on 440. We're talking about High Street, we're talking about Market Street, we're talking about New Brunswick Avenue, we're talking about Fayette Street, we're talking about the fact that our car insurance has almost doubled because people's cars are getting hit all the time, even when they're parked. That's a big problem, and that's because there's too many cars on the road, and that's because all the traffic patterns lead to accidents. So we need one-way streets. We just need a update on the way the traffic moves through the city. When he also said, we never said we pay the highest water bills. We said we're paying higher water bills. Oh, shoot. Can you? I got one more thing. One more thing. Just one more thing.
Finish your sentence.
It's important for you to know. So the paper about the water directs you to the gross alpha radioactivity webpage, which says what health effects are associated with gross alpha exposure. Radium, certain types of cancer, bone, breast, liver, sinus, and other health effects such as anemia, cataracts, and broken teeth. Uranium causes kidney damage, toxicity, and radon causes stomach cancer. That's not what we're making, that's not stuff we're making up. It comes from the webpage for gross alpha radioactivity. So 7% of 1,000 or 15 is the standard. I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Haley. But you should know that. So it's not safe. It's just that it's going to take us longer to die. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Hello, my name is Hector Gonzalez, and the reason I came here was to see if they ever have a budget completed. But last week, earlier in the week, I received a letter in my house. They're making an adjustment that the taxes are going up. Now, my question is, if you don't have a budget, where do you get that percentage going up? You know, I mean, it's pretty confusing. Now, I just heard that next meeting, they're going to have the budget completed, and it's
Not
this kind of
completed,
confusing.
presented.
Yeah, but it is a bill. It came in a red letter. It looks like a bill. You owe this, you owe that. It's an adjustment. But my question is, how could they make an adjustment without having a bill? Makes no sense. And the other question I have is, I came here a couple of meetings ago about the water. I spoke to the gentleman right there. They told me they're going to call me in my house because I came here and asked, had they been taking a reading of the water? Where's the stages the water at? That's probably, that's information we should have, because if people here are concerned about the water, they should give us a report. That's why I asked for a printout report. I guess, there's no answer in that, but I am very concerned, because if you're going to be making a new treatment water plan, that says to me that there is a problem that we don't know about. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, so the water treatment plant is being taken care of because it's old and antiquated. We want to make sure that we handle that. Your time is up. We handle the situation before anything drastically happens. So we are taking care of that part. Another thing you mentioned about the tax adjustment, it wasn't tax adjustment, it was a tax estimate that you received.
I think his question was
I'm
how.
sorry, go ahead.
President, I can take that. Well, first, Mike, would you mind speaking with the gentleman afterwards to talk about some of the water stuff that he has? So Mike will speak with you. The estimated tax bill is a mechanism that all municipalities in New Jersey are able to take advantage of in situations like ours, like what we're going through and what we just went through.
the main part about it is that if you don't have exact numbers from all three entities and the tax board in the county has not certified the taxes, then you have to do a tax bill, or you have to do an estimated tax bill to make sure that we're hitting the statutory deadlines. So the estimated tax bill is based on 105% of what was the last year's tax rate. So that's how it's formulated. Part of it is, we don't have, we will introduce the municipal portion of this budget at the next meeting. We just barely received last week, and we haven't even formally received what the exact percentage we will be responsible for from the county. And we also, last week, at the end of the week, we just received the tax bill from the school. So without having all of those, or any of those things, especially all of those things, we have to estimate those bills for you to make sure that we're moving things along properly.
Anybody else?
Yes, my name is Maggie Figueroa. I believe you guys have this in front of you. We were actually on we were supposed to be on the schedule for the public event, entertainment event, and they just notified us that they didn't put us on the schedules for us to come and speak to you and tell you what's going on.
Okay.
Okay? So obviously, the Live, Love, and Laugh, the Live, Love, and Laugh group are a circle of friends united by a simple yet powerful mission to make most out of every precious moment by spreading kindness, sharing joy, and lifting each other up. We believe that true happiness is found not in what we get, but in what we give. Through volunteering our time, surprising others with random acts of kindness, and gathering together for meaningful fun, we strive to create a ripple effect of positivity that touches every life we encounter. Our commitment is to be a source of light, support, and laughter for one another, proving that friendship is the greatest catalyst for change. We live in love, we love to laugh, and together we laugh to inspire the world where kindness always wins. To date, the group has organized 30 community initiatives focused on helping local families, supporting meaningful causes, and creating positive spaces for residents to gather. Our work includes family-friendly events, holiday activities, food, music, games, and shared community experiences. We have also participated in volunteer-driven services, including efforts with the Salvation Army of Perth Amboy. The fundraiser will support, the one that we're doing now that's in front of you will support Victor Santos, and he's a longtime friend and many Love and Life members for 45 years and over. Victor is described by the group as compassionate, family-centered, and always willing to help others. He is someone who has been part of our lives for decades, and this event is a way for the group to stand by him with the same care and support he shows the others. For Live, Love, Laugh group, supporting Victor reflects the heart of their mission, friendship, kindness, and showing up for one another. Victor would have been present, but he has 7 strokes, and he's not available to come today. But we have another one of our guys that we're going to support, and that's David. And David Polano, the fundraiser will also support David Polano. David is a devoted husband and father of 4. He's facing serious medical challenges after a motorcycle accident. Funds raised through this event are intended to help support his care, rehabilitation, family needs. A portion of the fundraiser focuses on helping a family during a difficult time and bringing the community together in a meaningful, supportive way. The purpose of the picnic fundraiser is scheduled for Saturday, August 15th, from 12 to 5 p.m. at Brunswick Park. The event is intended to be a family-friendly and will include food, music, games, giveaways, a community gathering. Council approval is being requested so the Live, Love, and Laugh group can move forward with planning and hosting the event in support of Victor and David. We respectfully ask for the council's consideration and approval of this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. It's amazing what you do.
Thank you.
And the community, I know, is grateful to see everyone, what you guys do for the community. Thank you very much.
Oh, I don't think they can hear you.
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
Why?
It's on.
It's on. I just said that it's amazing what they do, and I think the community feels just the same way as I do, grateful to have people in our community that do this kind of work.
Thank you.
So we invite everyone to attend to the fundraiser and help out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, go ahead.
Good evening. Wendy Apple, 380 Wagner Avenue. I'm looking at the agenda, item R252.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, so I was excited, but I'm confused. On the communications page, number 9, does that mean my street won't be getting paved?
Council President.
Yes, go ahead.
So we were denied for funding, and we're reapplying for funding for those streets.
All right, so as of now, it's not being paved.
When I spoke with the DPW director about this earlier, we talked about the possibility of doing it next year. I believe it was related to grant funds, but I'll speak with him and I'll get back to you on that, Wendy, if that's okay.
Okay, thank you. And also, the mayor, I know he touched on our taxes being some of the lowest parts in Middlesex, but I would believe that it probably has to do because we're probably one of the lowest medium incomes in Middlesex. Could that be correct? Because I know a lot of us don't make a lot of money.
To my knowledge, no, that's not the case.
No?
The
All
VA
right.
should-
All right, thank you.
I think they compare apples to apples.
What happened?
I'm sorry. I think they compare apples to apples. I think they do it in a way. I know Wendy.
You
I'm sorry.
trying, yeah,
Sorry
Wendy
about
Apple,
that.
you trying to be funny? Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Anyone else? Go ahead.
Sage Nieves, 270 King Street. Good evening, council. I am pleased to see the new council chambers. I think it looks really great. It's wonderful to see, as the mayor was saying about our history. If you don't know, City Hall is one of the oldest, or the oldest still in use municipal building in the entire country. That's something to be proud of. And so it's pleasing to see that we're continuing to make efforts to keep this building alive and keep what we're doing here alive. In your last meeting, you had gotten some communications. Those communications came from me. I serve on the Historic Preservation Commission. I've been serving for about a decade, and I serve as the chair. We have some concerns in terms of the commission's structure and some issues with our ordinance. I'm bringing that to your attention. We need people. Currently, there are 5 applications that are sitting that have not been pushed through from the mayor's office. Unfortunately, we've had a lull in memberships, 2 years of not having anybody appointed. The last person was Jane, which was back in, I believe, 2024. So it's been long overdue. The commission is struggling without new membership and, of course, with those other issues. So we would like to talk, preferably with the BA, the city attorney, and the mayor, and of course, any of the council members about some of the things that we want to make improvements on. Because behind you, it says city history and city of the future, and without a past, you cannot have a future. So I'll leave that with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public portion.
Move it. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Okay, we are going to close session. I need a motion to go to closed session.
Move it. Second.
All in, nope. Sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Against? Okay, we'll be going to closed session. After we come back, we will adjourn this meeting and start the city council meeting. Thank you for your participation. If you're not staying, but you're welcome to stay. Thank you.
Thanks. I don't know. It was yesterday.
It was yesterday, but not today.
Yeah.
Of course, right? Of course.
That's what it was this morning.
All right. I need a motion to come back from closed session.
Move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Against? Okay, I need a motion to adjourn the caucus meeting.
Move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Okay, so Good evening. This is the June 29th, 2026 council meeting. Presiding officer of the council, Milady Tejeda, wishes to advise the audience that notice of this meeting has been filed with the Home News Tribune, the Star Ledger, and posted on the bulletin board in the city clerk's office and on the city's website, indicating that today's meeting is being held in the council chambers, City Hall, 260 High Street, right after the caucus and the closed session. Right now is 9:10. Council President Tejeda, as a courtesy of the governing body, I will ask all individuals present, including the members of the audience, to please turn off all cell phones and electronic devices. Should you need to make a telephone call, please go out into the hallway and speak in a low voice so as not to disturb the ongoing meeting. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista.
Present.
Councilwoman Peralta.
Present.
Councilman Puccio.
Present.
Council President Tejeda.
Present. Councilwoman Morales is excused.
Excuse, right.
Okay, so let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Oh, wait. Invocation first. Sorry. Dear Lord, we pray for our city, the protection of our residents and everyone who comes here. I also want to pray for those abroad defending our freedom and those who also protect our freedom in this country. Also their family, for our students that now are going to be on vacation, protect them all the way to be safe during this summer, and the families that live in Perth Amboy and the whole nation. Protect our residents. And with that, I say amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we had, at the caucus meeting, we had presentations, so now we go to the ordinance. Public hearing, 3 minutes maximum per speaker per ordinance. Number 1, an ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled Vehicles and Traffic Ordinance Number 194-78 as amended, adopted September 19, 1978, also known as Chapter 414 of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy, to add a stop sign on Arnold Avenue at the intersection of Arnold Avenue and West Side Avenue, a stop sign on Meredith Street and West Side Avenue, and a stop sign on Paderewski Avenue at the intersection of Paderewski Avenue and West Side Avenue. I need a motion to open to the public.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public hearing.
Move it. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Against? I need a motion to adopt.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista.
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta.
Yes.
Councilman Puccio.
Yeah.
Council President Tejeda.
Yes. Number 2, an ordinance amending Section C-D of Bond Ordinance Number 1782-2015 of the City of Perth Amboy in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, finally adopted September 9th, 2015, in order to increase the Section 20 costs. I need a motion to open to the public.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Against? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public hearing.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Against? I need a motion to adopt.
Move.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista.
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta.
Yes.
Councilman Puccio.
Yes.
Council President Tejeda.
Yes. Number 3, an ordinance appropriating $800,000 from the wastewater capital outlay fund to provide for the installation of the new interconnection in and by the City of Perth Amboy in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey. I need a motion to open to the public.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? I need a motion to adopt.
Move.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Number 4, an ordinance amending and supplementing the ordinances of the city, Chapter 202, Article 1, drug-free school zones to remove a school zone. I need a motion to open to the public.
Move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Seeing none, I need a motion to close the public portion.
Move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? I need a motion to adopt.
Move.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Number 5, an ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled Vehicles and Traffic, ordinance number 194-78 as amended, adopted September 19, 1978, also known as Chapter 414, of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy. This is about lane use regulation, intersection of Dorsey and Smith Street. I need a motion to open to the public.
Move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public hearing.
Move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? I need a motion to adopt.
Move. Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Number 6, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy to amend an ordinance entitled, an ordinance designating restricted parking spaces for use by handicapped persons, ordinance number 380-85 and amendments, adopted July 2nd, 1985, also known as Chapter 255 of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy, and this is about deletions. I need a motion to open to the public.
Move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public hearing.
Move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? I need a motion to adopt.
Move. Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yeah.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Agenda, public comments. Citizen may address the council on any matter on the agenda which does not have its own scheduled public hearing. Citizens shall be permitted to speak once for a maximum of 3 minutes. I need a motion to open to the public on agenda item only.
Move.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista?
Yes.
I think,
I'm sorry?
go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yeah.
Council President Tejeda? I'm sorry, what was that?
It's open to the public.
Oh, I thought you were doing minutes, I'm sorry.
That's why I said. But anyway, it's open to the public on agenda item only.
All right.
Vince Macchio, 215 Sheridan Street, about the housing agenda. It's basically creating new housing for individuals and families. It's a great idea, and it makes a lot of sense. The point is, in Perth Amboy, dealing with the rent people pay is also important. It's important enough that our large city in front of us celebrating the Knicks championship thereafter put into a rent freeze, completely trying to save people's lives being able to afford to live in units in New York City. I felt good about the Knicks, but I think I feel even better that there's a freeze amongst, in New York, it goes like $3,500, $4,000. We're starting to reach that in the small city of Perth Amboy, and we don't have enough gumption to try to do it better? You're talking about this facility here being, transforming the technology and whatever technology from ancient. The rent board has an ordinance that goes back to 1980s. Can't you do something to remedy that? In this budget, as I said before, our economic development head, Tashi, said to the former councilman, there's $1 million to help renters. Where is that going to come as you finalize the budget? Are you going to save the rent board? Are you going to help renters in some specific way? Thank you.
Thank you.
This public portion?
On agenda item. On agenda item only. Okay. Anybody else? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public comments on agenda.
Move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Minutes, regular minutes for April 13 and April 27, 2026. I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Go ahead.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yeah.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes, on that note, Vicki, and I forgot to mention it to you, I think we're missing January and February. We're kind of up to more or less.
January and
today.
February?
Yes.
I wasn't
I
here.
could be that I'm wrong.
No, you're correct. I wasn't, I was out on sick
Oh,
leave.
that's when you were out.
Teresa was the clerk, and I don't have her minutes yet.
Okay. No, I'm just asking because I was reviewing
you're
to see
absolutely right.
everything that we had so far. And it's been a great
And part
improvement.
of March.
Yeah, I think we only have
And
one.
you will, I have the last meeting in May done, but I wasn't here for the 13th meeting, and it's the same situation.
Okay.
She hasn't had time to
we'll
prepare
get
the
it.
minutes, okay?
Okay. I just wanted to mention it to you.
Yeah, I know.
Because I was checking to see exactly how far we have gotten, and I was
No,
looking.
other than those, we're up to date. Our
Yeah.
website is not, but, you know,
Yes.
about,
But thank you.
it's not a statutory requirement either, so
All right.
some people make a point of that.
Reports. Number one, Fallon Barczewski, tax collector, submitted the monthly report for collection of the month of May 2026. Number two, Jill A. Goldie, CFO controller, submitted the following investment report for May 2026. Check register report for the month of May 2026 in the total amount of $19,458,724 with 11 cents. Ordinance, first reading, no public discussion. Number one, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy to amend an ordinance entitled an ordinance designated restricted parking spaces for the use of by handicapped persons, ordinance number 380-85, an amendment adopted July 2nd, 1985, also known as Chapter 255C of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy, and this is about addition. I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yeah.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Number two, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, approving certain amendments to the Focus 2020 redevelopment plan, all areas pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law. I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yeah.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Number three, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, approving an easement and accepting dedication of a portion of Block 131, Lot 1.03 on the tax maps of the City of Perth Amboy as a public right of way. I need a motion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Move it.
Motion.
Second.
Everybody's falling asleep right now.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Number 4, ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy County of Middlesex, New Jersey, authorizing certain storm water drainage easement within portions of Front Street and Fayette Street. I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Number 5, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy County of Middlesex, New Jersey, authorizing the transfer of the property designated as Block 89.01, Lot 1, on the tax map of the City of Perth Amboy to the Perth Amboy Redevelopment Agency, and requiring that the proceeds of the sale of said parcel be returned to the city upon subsequent sale of the parcel. I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yeah.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Look over the resolution if you want to pull anything. Just remember 248 was taken out.
Voided. Nope, we're good to go.
You're good? Okay, so the resolutions, I need a motion for the, wait, the consent agenda is R 244, 626 through R 247, 626, R 249, 626 through R 254, 626 is the consent agenda. I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yeah.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes, we got some communication that you guys have been, and we had the closed session, and now we have public portion. I need a motion to open to the public on any matter.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against?
Excuse me, Council President, before we go on, the next meeting is, I think it's July the 8th. Did you want to change that? Being that it's so close?
Let's check the,
Okay, Orlando Perez, Perth Amboy.
One, wait,
Hold
one
on,
second.
hold on. July,
That's literally next Wednesday.
Yeah.
so, is everything okay for you guys? On the,
15th.
what day is that? The 15th, you said? To change it for the 15th?
Oh, that would
Yeah,
be
if
the
we-
Wednesday, July the 15th?
Instead of the 8th, to do it for the 15th? You're okay with that?
Yes,
All of you?
yes.
Okay.
Does that mean that we would still
This
have?
time it's on my son's birthday. Last time we changed it was on my birthday.
Your birthday.
Wait,
Okay.
does that affect the next one though, or no? Or
Then
will
the
we
next
still-
one will be the 22nd, so that will have to be
No,
moved.
the
also.
August.
Oh,
One
no,
in
we
July.
only have one in July.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so that will be,
July 15th.
so
July
we're
15th?
okay on the 15th?
Yes.
Everybody? Okay,
Yep,
so
yep.
let's
All
change
right,
it for the
I'll
15th.
send out the notice, okay?
Okay, thank you, Vicky.
No problem.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay. You gotta do your business here. Orlando Perez, Perth Amboy. If it does happen, when you do get your budget next council meeting, whatever the increase is gonna be, people are gonna, I don't know how they're gonna react, because they're already hearing the people between the water bill, now they're worried about the taxes and all, they know it's going up. It has to go up. And when they see this stuff and other stuff you're doing, we understand. But right now, people in this town here don't have the privilege like some other people do. They're paying more and they're feeling worse, just like with the health care. They're paying more and they're feeling worse. We are now at a time, okay, where it's gonna split this town. This town's gonna split in two. For those who cannot afford it, live over there. For those who could, live over there. I've seen it happen. People are gonna panic. They're going to panic. You don't want to see this. You know, you got to go what you got to go to, but you're hearing the people already in this town. And they're getting a little tense because it's coming to a real hard time for them. Go look at the paper. How jobs are leaving here. Companies are leaving. Bayway's leaving. This company, Buckeye's leaving. And that brings in money to the community. And when they start leaving, man, it trickles down. The last thing you need is camp welfare. Sounds crazy, but it can happen. More and more people are asking for public assistance. That's scary. I'm seeing more people going to those food places. That's telling me something. Well, good. It can happen to you. Can have to want to use here. Lose your job, boom, now what do I do? It happens. Hospitals are facing a crisis. Hospitals are going to start disappearing pretty soon, too. Watch. They're barely making it because of the Medicare system. Keep your eye. I'll tell you, by September, watch the reaction to the people. They're going to start flipping out. They're going to start panicking here. I've seen this before. Evil Knievel said money was meant to be spent, but spend it wisely. Just be careful how you're going to spend your money now. Seriously. I see it. I sit down, I talk to people, and they're not very happy right now. They're not. So, I wish you the best of luck, with your new home here, but.
Thank you.
Doesn't look good.
I don't want to prolong your stay here, but I'd just like to restate that the document I gave you last meeting means something, because there was a city next to us in New Brunswick that had to do that to preserve people's residence. I'd like to also state that this city, instead of relying on just social service agencies, which are limited, including Olive Street, which is an old building, caring for the aged, handicap, Code Blue. The YMCA is mainly an exercise which has assumed mental health and healthcare needs of the community. I think that the Medicare cuts that are in the works in the national government going down to the state level, you need to have new facilities, brand new, like this building, that people can go and say, you're open to providing your documentation. I was at a Medicaid office only about 12 years ago, and I know sitting down there is tragic and it takes a lot out of you. So you I believe, need to open up, because if people don't seek help, they're going to get sick. Take, for instance, the pandemic. So just as you're sitting there with the newfangled city hall, you need to see what resources can we dedicate to the city of Perth Amboy's residents to help them vividly as they go through this thing. And hopefully one day we'll have a new administration in Washington.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public portion.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? All right, council comments. Haley Cruz.
Yes.
Batista.
Good evening, everyone. So as we are here, the City Hall renovations are phenomenal. And as we said earlier, thank you to the YMCA and even the theater department for lending us their home, but it does feel good to be back. And I'm glad that we were able to preserve a lot of Marcella's work along with the youth. That is super crucial. The Juneteenth program was absolutely phenomenal, and I just hope that everybody is able to celebrate the 4th of July safe. And for the staff and the students, have a safe summer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Peralta?
Good evening,
She
everyone.
has a book. She wrote a book. Okay, so let's wait.
No, I'm gonna condense it. So it's
condensed
late
my
and we're
book,
all
too.
tired. Welcome, everyone, to our very first council meeting in our new chambers. It's lovely. Thank you for all of those who had a part in this transition. And I'm really excited for this new space, and I hope that it serves, like, you know, the residents of Perth Amboy, and that this is a safe space for us to converse and discuss the issues that we have within our community in a respectful manner. As we know, it is the end of June. It is the conclusion of another school year. So I'd like to wish the students, teachers, administration, school staff, everyone a happy, safe summer full of good memories and warm weather, hopefully. I hope that the teachers and the staff have a relaxing summer. It is well deserved and needed, because, you know, I'm in the same field, so I get it. It's a lot of work and a lot of energy, so thank you for all that you do, and it's deserved. So much to say. How do I condense this? I also want to just remind everyone of our Independence Day celebration this Thursday. Please come out, enjoy the fireworks. Please arrive there safe and get home safe. Let's enjoy the amazing evening with our families. And since summer is out, please support the Recreation Department and all of their activities that they have and events that they have for the community throughout the summer. I know there's movies on the beach and different activities, so please take advantage of that. For seniors, there's trips to Atlantic City I saw, and other trips. In addition to, let's support and encourage each other, right? So summer's here, children are out. Let's support our local businesses and make our way there to show them support. I know it's a little difficult during the week when children are working, children are in school, parents are working, but now that the children are out, let's support, you know, our local businesses even more than we usually would. So that's pretty much it, I think. A comment was made earlier. It was a little bothersome to me, and I'm sorry I have to address this. No one's here, but it's okay. It was mentioned by a resident that we need to start doing something. And that start doing something comment was bothersome to me, because I feel as though if you look at our monthly agendas, we are doing a lot. There is a lot of work that takes place in order for Perth Amboy to look the way that it does, in order for things to happen. And again, I just want to remind everyone that a lot of positive things are happening. So that comment, in my opinion, was not valid. I think we all do a lot. So thank you, administration, to our BA, to Mr. Opal, to Victoria, administration, Mayor Helman Caba, and all of you sitting up here with me, because I think that everyone here does a lot. Stay safe and hydrated. It's going to be a hot week. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Puccio?
Well, really, sometimes it's really looking out there and it's only Vince and Carolyn. So I'm not going to be long-winded. All I'm going to say is, I mean, you know, hearing a lot of positive things is great. It's a good thing. Addressing the problems is a great thing. But one of the things that is very important, that, you know, it does cost more money to live. And sometimes we have to pull back. Part of our job as being the council is to sometimes curtail spending. You know, like, you know, maybe we don't need a new vehicle every year, or we don't need another office renovation, or, you know, because, you know, I know we spent a lot of money renovating the BA's office, not this BA, the other guy that was there, that guy, right? So, you know, sometimes you get by with less, do more with less, you know? When it comes to the police department and the fire department, where there's a lot of big money items there, I think when we do get the budget and we need to look at what they're spending their money on, if they really need it or not. Because at the end of the day, we are pinching people. It costs more money to live, and it's costing more money to live here. So, again, technology is important, but do we need all the greatest and new technology? I know we have a program in the police department that marks where police cars are. I don't understand the whole purpose of that. I know it costs us money, and all it does is say that car 804 went past McDonald's 17 times in 8 hours. I don't understand what that does, other than tell the public, hey, look, the cars do go by there. So all I'm trying to say is that Perth Amboy is in a good place, but we also need to look at how the money is being spent. And I've sat here during the course of this 3.5 years. I remember when Mr. Green gave the argument that all the other directors in other towns are making 6 figures. Well, that's good when it's in that other town. So, if we're going to look at how the contracts are done and how much money, I understand, and I didn't want to beleaguer this, and I don't know if Mr. Klein knows it, but I understand there's a rumor out there that the healthcare premiums are going to go up. And, that's going to hurt the people that work here in the city, because that's going to take money out of their pocket. So, other than that, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, Mr. Puccio, everybody's health premium is going up.
Right, I know.
Because, and I'm not talking just for the city, because I work, and this year, my health care premium went way up. So it's everything, and everybody is trying to get the best premium for everybody. So we do have to provide those health insurance and everything for our staff, and that's priority. I just want to thank everybody who came in today, who sat through this long meeting, but I think we had a lot of good information and a lot of good things to celebrate. I mean, celebrating the youth and celebrating everything that is happening is good for the city. And I feel that the administration is doing as much as they can to make our budget to be good for our resident. And us, once it gets introduced to us, we are going to look through it and also think of our residents in a way that we can continue building and taking care of this city, and making sure the staff is safe, the staff has what they need to continue working and providing our residents everything that they need. But we also going to make sure that we do the best we can, what is in our hand, to have the departments what they essentially need, and to make sure that if there is an increase, we're going to make it possible to make it the lowest that it could happen. I invite everybody to go to the fireworks, enjoy yourself. And I also want to say thank you to all the parents and the children that are on vacation this time, and the staff from the school. I want to congratulate all the students who graduated and those who are going to pursue their education further, and those who are looking for some other type of trade jobs. It's also important. Everything that you do after high school is important. So have a blessed summer, enjoy yourself. And thank you for coming to our Our Lady of Fatima picnic. He was there. I saw him. I was it was very nice to see you there. And I think a lot of people from the community enjoyed the picnic that we just had this weekend. So have a safe 4th of July. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy all the activities that the city provides for our residents. Thank you very much, and I need a motion to adjourn.
Move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Okay, good night, everybody. Thank you.
Great job.